Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, my number one, a game with a lot of love poured into it, a very, very different proposition altogether. Super Smash Brothers on Wii U, and what a product it is. I will start this review by saying I've never been a huge Smash Brothers guy. I didn't really get into the N64 and GameCube ones at all. I played the Wii U one, thought it was fine and fun, but didn't really get into it that much. And still, the core systems here in the Wii U version, which are, by all accounts, pretty much exactly the same, bar a few little things here and there. I'm still not a hugely massive fan of them. 4 players, it can be up to 8 players in a specific mode, but 4 players battling out on a series of platforms, moving platforms depending on the levels. Trying to bash each other off the edge by accumulating damage on your opponent, then hitting them so they fly off and can't get back on. The mode might be to get as many knockouts as possible, or as many knockouts in 2 minutes, or it's completely customizable. But the standard one was within 2 minutes. And it's so frantic and it's so hectic at times that my eyes almost feel too old to play it. And I've always kind of felt like that about the game. It's almost impossible to keep up with it at times. And I know there's a technical side to the game in terms of the combos that you can sort of string together and the parries that you can do with certain characters and things like that. But for all intents and purposes, it's just kind of a brawl or a melee, hence those subtitles being used in previous games, that's just meant for a laugh, really. And, it is a game that you can clearly tell the best player will win more often than not. So it's not like that Mario Kart on the Wii. But it's not, as a 4-player sort of party action game, it's not as good as a Tower Fall for me. Right, that being said, it's an amazing product. I mean, it really is an absolutely amazing product. The level of polish and sheen in this game is just, it's up there with Mario Kart 8. It doesn't look quite as nice as that game, but just the charm and invention in just the characters that you have. It's this huge, wide-reaching roster of Nintendo favourites, and you keep unlocking them as you play, ranging from Mario through to Rob the Robot, through to the little Game & Watch character, through to obviously Samus and different Pokemon and stuff like that. Every single character, bar none, every single character, and we play with them all, has the kind of personality that you would expect from having played them in different games. Just like Wario eats people, he grabs people and shoves them in his mouth, and it's hilarious. And the more you do it, the more gas you build up. I mean, and then you can just get a motorbike. Honestly, everything about Wario is absolutely hilarious. Who else is a brilliant character? I'm just trying to think of the top. They're all so good. Whether or not they're entirely balanced, I'm not entirely sure. But it's the charm and the brilliance. I mean, Nintendo often get likened to Pixar. I think it's an easy comparison, but they have this roster of characters. There should be a theme park, really, because I mean, like, the reason I got this game on launch day was because my little boy has been so excited about this game ever since I first showed him the trailer. Because he's fallen in love with Mario, as I've spoken about on this podcast before, in that world. Since he turned 3, he's now 3.5, and this was just obviously going to like the most exciting thing in the world for him. And he absolutely loves it. He's obsessed with it and plays it every day. And he's now got to the point where he can give me a proper game, which is ridiculous in its own respect. But like, just the skill of the people creating these characters is immeasurable. And the systems that go into playing this game, a game with so much going on, so many different moves and items and things all interacting with each other all the time. And it never even creaks to the point where it doesn't even feel like a game in the way that we've been playing games over the last couple of years, where you're expecting frame rate hitches or bugs or online connections not to work and all this sort of stuff. It feels like a product of a completely different type, almost like a fully finished thing that's taken years to make, which is exactly what it is, that you pay £40 for and it's going to last you forever, like a really good piece of furniture or something like that. Just wonderful stuff. And the amount of content and modes in there, it's flabbergasting, to be honest. You've got the standard Smash, as they call it, which is the multiplayer mode, which you can play with all sorts of different levels of computer players, up to 4 players. You can do 8-player Smash, so you can somehow get 8 players or 8 computer players. Is all crazy. Then there's all of that's completely customizable. There's a single-player mode which you can actually play in co-op, where you choose your little character and he appears like on a board. And there are other little groups of characters around that board, and you can kind of move him towards a group, and then you'll have a fight with those lot, and it might have different like win criteria for those things. Then you fight a boss at the end, and that's great. There's an amazing selection of challenges which completely switch up the way that you need to play. It might be like Game of Watch, people are coming down on the parachutes. Remember that game when they come down like 1 frame at a time?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and you have to keep them off your thing. There's like a weird actual board game where you roll a dice, and I didn't really get my head around that. That didn't seem that good. It was a bit too confusing for Elliot, so we haven't really played that much of that one, but that's in there. Stuff like where you're hitting a thing to try, and it's like a home run thing, which has been in the other games. It's actually, off the top of my head, I'm actually forgetting modes. That's how much there is in this game, all of which has been polished and fine-tuned and expertly created. And that's what it is. It's just an expertly created package. It's not a game that I'll play that I obsess over. Like, it's not as fun for me as playing Mario Kart. Just because that core gameplay doesn't really do it for me in the same way. It just never will. But good God, we've all been enjoying it. Even my wife as well. We've been playing 3-player, and just an amazing package, an amazing year end for the Wii U console that has had its problems, but has a really, really strong roster of first-party games. I'm not going to rave too much about the third-party stuff. A lot of the games that people love on that game from third parties don't really do it for me. Stuff like Monster Hunter and things like that. Obviously, Bayonetta, first party, I guess. I haven't played that yet, but in terms of like you're buying, one would buy a Wii U for Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, Mario 3D World. I think they're the big 3. There's Pikmin and Donkey Kong and New Super Mario Brothers as well. They're kind of like the second tier, and that's not to disparaging their quality. I'm just in terms of presence. But that holy trinity, those 3 are easily worth the price of entry now. And the amiibos seem to be going nuts. So I'm glad my boy doesn't know what they are yet, because that's going to ruin me the second he finds out what they are. But that seems to be the thing that might turn the corner, because they're selling out everywhere. People are going crazy for them and buying them for like $2,500 or something, because people are fucking wrong in the head. But what a package! I'm not going to say what a game, because like I said, it's not something that I'm desperate to play. I'm not going to switch off this recording and run and play Smash Brothers. I'm just not. But that's going to be on rotation in my house for a long, long, long time. Brilliant package. Just Nintendo at the absolute peak of their powers.